This video contains sensitive content. I will warn viewers when such content is discussed, and I will tell them where they can skip to in the video.
Hey y'all, it's Abigail, and thank you for clicking on this video. Now, today is a very emotional, scary, crazy day because I'm gonna be reading my old diaries that I haven't read in years, and I'm gonna find some crazy things. The first diary I have is this little princess diary. And I started writing in this, I would have to say when I was, it says Abigail in 2nd grade. So there we go. In 1st grade, in the beginning of the year, some people knew me, but I did not know anyone. It took a while to know everyone. I made friends with Leora, and now we are sisters. Aww. And in 2nd grade, I thought I was going to the same school. But then it was closed and we could not go. So instead of my old school, I went to the new school. I would carpool with Leora. It was great because everyone thought we were sisters. I hardly knew anyone yet. I only knew 3 people in my classes and 2 people out of the class. I wrote something else. Just the other day, Rena, my stupid sister, was hurting me and tends to fight before I can do anything. I couldn't run as fast as her, and I didn't have time to even get help, so I fought back to save my life. Only I was older than her, so I really hurt her, and my mom usually... It cut off. So that's really all I wrote in this diary. So bye-bye. We're going to the next one. Then we have this book. This book I wrote when I was, I would say like in my last years of elementary school. I wrote literally on the first page, how to curse. And basically I made secret words for curse words so I could like curse in front of my parents. Obviously I'm not going to read this out, but it's still really, really, really funny. So looking through this book, it seems less like a journal or diary, more like a drawing / idea book. I attempted to draw some things. I drew a jewelry box, a flower, a tissue box, my lamp, and my doll in bed. The pictures were not very good. I've definitely improved since then, especially since I'm an art major now. And then I wrote a story about a princess. I also pretended that some of these pages were a clothing catalog, and I drew clothing. I drew some like dresses and some shirts and some skirts. I started writing in this one, and I was 13 years, 7 months, and 15 days. How do I know that? Because it says so, literally. Bruh. I even wrote the time that I started to write it, 11 p.m. Now, it seems that in this book, it follows a theme. I write the date, my exact age, the time, the events of that day, a fact of the day, and a word of the day. One of the facts of the day is that meth is a drug. What? How did I not know that? Oh, this is so funny! On January 4th, 2017, I wrote that during lunch, my friend gave everyone in our friend group Hanukkah gifts. A puzzle piece necklace for each one of us 5, and they all connect together. And she gave us a ring pop. But that is really funny because I showed you that piece of jewelry in my last video. On January 9th, 2017, I went bra shopping with my mom. I don't know why I felt the need to write that down. And the fun fact of the day for that day was that there are 3 kinds of bras. The cross bra, the V bra, and the regular bra. I don't think that's accurate, honey. So I wrote a few of these entries, and then I stopped writing. But then suddenly, on April 7th, 2019, when I was 15 years, 11 months, and 1 day old, I suddenly picked up this book again and wrote another entry. And the events for that day were cleaning for Passover, hopefully watching the new Riverdale episode, and I started this up again. Then I just didn't write anything. But I wrote this emotional poem, and I think I wrote it at around the same time. So I guess I was 15 years old. And here is what it says. It's very interesting. It goes, I'm not an abomination. That's just the way I am. And if God says he hates me, then I don't give a damn. If he thinks who I want to date makes me a bad Jew, then why would he create me to feel the way I do? They say he cares about us. They say he has a plan. But if he has real feelings, Why can't he understand? I know I'm a good person, deep down inside. It's a shame that who I like is something I have to hide. If God really wants the best and wants me to do well, then why would who I marry make me go to hell? It's a phase, you're just confused, some say. My doubt was just denial.
I've always felt this way.
Oh, the rhyme changed. I love to put on makeup, I love a fancy dress, but maybe it's not boys I'm trying to impress. I really love to act, I've been pretending for so long. It's what I have to do when my feelings feel so wrong. Accept me as I am, you don't have to agree, but saying hateful things can't change the real me. God has given me so much, I hope he'll understand that when I see my future, it isn't with a man. Dear God, I really love you, and I'm sorry I got mad, but sometimes what the Bible says really makes me sad. He doesn't want me to suffer if he made me in his eyes. I shouldn't have to live my life convincing myself of lies. I knew what I was doing when I said I was bi. It was just to test the waters, I was never into guys. Last year, my parents told me they would love me anyway. As long as I was happy, they were totally okay. But I can't help but wonder what religious friends would say. Would they think that I'm evil? Would they push me away? I know there's also God watching from above. Even though I'm different, I'm still worthy of his love. That was more emotional than I thought it would be. I do remember writing this poem, but I didn't remember it being so many verses. I think the rhyme was pretty good. I haven't written a poem, I don't think, since then. Last but not least, we have this beautiful diary right here. It is kind of a continuation of the Red Diary. I started writing in it in April 23rd, 2017. So I guess immediately after the Red book. Since this is more recent, I might remember writing some of these. I know it probably had juicy stuff because a lot of stuff went down when I was in this age. Friendship drama, other drama. So let's see what I had to write. April 23rd, 2017. Hi. So today I got this diary. I liked how it came with the smaller notebook. I'm going to use that to make lists. Rena is my weird 11-year-old sister. She does not look or act 11. She is too small and immature for her to appear her age. Today, she insisted on naming our notebooks when we got them. Who does that? She named hers Palms because it has pom-poms. Lame! She also names her bouncy balls, so I don't know why I was so surprised. She also cried after reading a sad part in A Dog's Purpose. And how do I know? Because she shared it with everybody. Who does that? Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that I thought my sister was weird. Oh my goodness, we're getting into some real drama. April 26, 2017. Hi, so today I had a fight with my friend. Her name is has the tendency to speak her mind, which can sometimes be good, but in this case it was right when I got in the car this morning because we carpool, I could tell she was in a weird mood. The laughing but serious kind of mood. She started off my day by saying that my shirt was too tight and my
boobs look too big.
She complained that I needed a new bra, and then she proceeded to laugh about it. Oh my god. Later that day, after our first class in school, she gave me her sweater to borrow to
cover up the disaster.
That was a nice thing for her to do, so it made up for what she had said.
Bruh.
Everything went well until lunch. At lunch, I sat at the table with my friends. Another friend didn't look well, and her face was flushed, and she complained of cramps. I told her to go to the nurse, but she said she was fine. She whispered something to him, and then he was the one talking for, and I said to, "Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay?" And he said, "Yes," and then exchanged this creepy glance, and they kept whispering to each other, and who knows what they were talking about. I kept pressing about what they were whispering about, and he was just yelling,
Nothing. It's none of your business.
and she looked like she was about to cry, but I just asked her a question. Oh my god. Took his hand and marched away from the table, and then he demanded for me to give her sweater back, so I threw it to her, and I looked away, and I got scolded by my other friends. After I ate, I went to the library where everyone hangs out. I decided to sneak up on my friends for a funny effect.
Surprise!
And were still mad at me. I was mad that they were mad, so I snatched the sweater because she wasn't even wearing it, and I put it on and I ran off. And proceeded to chase me, but I was too fast. When lunch was over, I was still in the bathroom keeping watch. I went out, but I saw and proceeded to run away, but I stopped in my tracks because behind her was the principal. And the principal looked really mad, and she yelled at me and said, "Give me that sweater," so I quickly took it off and handed it to her. She told me to come to her office in 1 minute, but I didn't want to come to her office. This was about a sweater. So I went to my class and I was scared to death because I knew that the principal would find me, and she did, and she was yelling at me for not showing up. So I had to talk about a sweater with her. And then in ceramics class, I ignored my friend the whole time because it gave me satisfaction. She was also saying stuff like, "Abigail, how was the principal's office?" And "Sorry, I had no other choice." But I kept on pretending like she wasn't there. I told you that book would be very juicy. I remember this entry. This is so weird. April 29th, 2017. Today, I got hit in the crotch with a basketball, and it hurt a lot, but the pain faded a few minutes later. When I went to the bathroom, I saw there was blood on my underwear. Stupid me thought for a second that
I had gotten my first period
and went into full panic mode, but then I realized that it was just a cut, probably from the basketball. And I relaxed because
What do periods feel like? How could you tell if you got it?
April 30th, 2017. Hi, so today I got my first period for real. I can't believe it. It all just worked out so perfectly, and I feel so lucky. I think the blood from yesterday was not from a basketball, but like a warning sign. I can't believe this was documented in my diary, y'all. The weird thing was, I have none of the symptoms. No cramps, no moodiness, and no cravings. In fact, I was in a very good mood today and kept hugging my mom because she was so proud. And then I had gotten over my embarrassment and wanted to tell my friends. I kept trying to text and video chat them, but they wouldn't answer. But then, just when I was about to give up, she called me back, so I told her the news and she was really happy for me. My mom took me shopping. We went for tampons and pads, and it was really fun. We got red velvet cupcakes to celebrate. Then she called. She called because she was missing a workbook, but I took that chance to tell her the news. She screamed and said, "My baby is all grown up!" Because she is 1 month older than me, so I guess she has the right to call me baby. I told her how proud I was that I can put in tampons easily, and she was so jealous and told me she still can't put in tampons. She then told me that if it didn't hurt for me, oh, this is not appropriate. Tuesday, May 9th, 2017. Hi. Today, me and had an important conversation. Here's what happened. During PE, we took a walk around the court. Me and were talking about our plans for spring break. Me and are going to Bethany Beach with our families and staying at the same resort. Ella is staying at home. She told me how she wasn't going to make plans and hang out with me every day. What? Her sister, Rachel, is coming from college with her boyfriend, Jake. She hasn't seen both of them in months, so she wants to spend time with them. Charlie will be at Bethany, too, just at a different resort. She said that if I had a phone, I could text all of them and make last-minute plans. So I asked her to tell me when she makes plans with them so I could come to my place. She didn't want to call my mom because that could be awkward, but she thought walking over is too irrelevant for something small.
Bruh.
And said that this is why I don't get together with them outside of school. If I want to make plans, there is no more ways to make plans. My friends won't answer calls, emails, or even Google Hangouts anymore. They only communicate by text, and more text. I feel really discluded and have cried on more than one occasion because of this. On Monday, my friends will come to school talking about how much fun they had together and talk about inside jokes that I can't understand. They don't even try to invite me because I don't have a phone, which means no text. I feel hurt and left out. I shouldn't have to go through this. And remember, this is all because I don't have text. I just want to smash everybody's phones and break them forever. I tried explaining all this to but they just didn't seem to get it. I know that texting is easier for them, but until I get a phone, there is literally nothing I can do. And they would avoid the embarrassment and awkwardness of calling my mom over me hanging out with them. That's just messed up. I feel depressed and isolated without a phone because I cannot reach my friends. Bye, Abigail. May 25th, 2017, I got a phone. May 28th, 2017, Sunday. On Friday, we had a field trip day to the art museum. The field trip itself was actually fun. After the tours were over, we walked over to the sculpture garden to eat lunch. When we got back to school, we were told to go straight to the library where our grade meeting was.
And then bad things started.
By this point, I was still daydreaming about what a fun time I had had. I thought that this meeting was like a crappy reflection on the field trip, like we usually have. I had to use the bathroom really badly, so I made my way to the bathroom instead of the library, and a teacher stopped me and asked me where I was going, so I told her, and she seemed more protective than usual, but said that I should only go if it was an emergency, but it was an emergency, so